are live! Hello, everybody! Welcome back. It is Friday night, and it is time to do some stuff things.
Stuff things.
That sounds valid, right?
Items actions.
What?
Items actions.
That's too many syllables.
Stuff things. Items actions.
I can't deal with it. That's the cord to my Alpha Smart. That will not plug into my camera that I just realized has been sitting unplugged for I don't know how long. Anyway, why don't we go ahead and introduce ourselves. We'll start below me and then work our way around. So we'll start with Morgan.
Hi, I'm Morgan Hazelwood. I am a blogger, vlogger, podcaster, and fantasy writer. And tonight I will be finishing up my weekly roundup and figuring out where the bleep my space fantasy goes next.
Okay.
Awesome.
Right.
Awesome.
Dana.
I am Dana Gollin. I also write under the pen name Ava Fox. And I actually need to get a few thousand words written before midnight because I am so far behind. This week was rough.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like that.
Yeah.
I have Monday off of work, which is a relief, because that means I might be able to get caught up on a couple of the things I am behind or almost behind on. Like, there's things where it's like, if I don't get it done this weekend, I'm behind, but now that Monday is part of this weekend, it might be okay.
Yep. we love those federal holidays.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Especially, I appreciate a good federal holiday that doesn't require my presence at, like, a family thing.
Yeah.
Even if that family thing is on Zoom. Just as long as I'm not having to be, like, obligated elsewhere.
Right.
And since I also don't do 4th of July stuff, it doesn't bother me either. It's just a day off.
Right.
that I need to get caught up on all the shit I'm behind.
Yeah.
So yeah. I believe today is actually MLK's birthday though, isn't it? I think it is.
No.
Because MLK Day is Monday.
Yeah.
Yes. It's
So
the observed holiday.
Right.
I just want to say
Yeah,
that I
January 15th.
appreciate.
Today would actually be his birthday.
Oh, right on. It's my uncle's birthday.
You know, MLK was born the same year as Barbara Walters.
That's one of those things people don't realize when they think about history and stuff. They, like, once someone has passed away, and under, like, any circumstance, once you start talking about them in the past tense, people start to disconnect from how long ago it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
Wait,
forget.
is Barbara Walters still alive?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Last
Oh, it was Joan. Huh? I'm sorry.
I just said last time I checked she was old.
Yeah.
And that was like a decade ago, so
Right.
True.
Yeah, I mean,
was getting-
1929.
Yeah. I was getting Barbara Walters confused with Joan Rivers.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I can see that, especially if you're not into either of them. Like, I'm a kind of a Joan Rivers fan. Not like,
Yeah.
I'm not one of the big Joan Rivers fans because there are people who are really big fans, but so I have like a distinct connection with her, but I could see how those two.
Well, I don't like Barbara Walters at all. I mean, I don't have anything against
I
her.
don't have
It
any
just,
opinion of her.
yeah, I was going to say there have been times where I have seen where she has like been involved in some kind of a discussion that needed to be broken up, and I wish that she would just be a little bit more firm about, okay, ladies, we've had enough.
I
right?
think that's true of almost all moderators.
Yeah. Yes. And so I don't know. When I think of Barbara Walters, I'm like, well, she's the woman who can't control the crowd. That's fine. And then with Barbara Walters, I like that she had that, like, whatever, fuck you, I don't give a shit. It's a joke. I'm a comedian. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and so Did I get their names confused now?
No, you just called them both Barbara Walters this time.
Oh,
They're both Barbara. Both of them.
Here, okay, I know Dana probably doesn't watch this because I think we've talked about it before and she doesn't watch it, but anyone else who watches anything with Julian Solomita, where he gets
Julia Roberts.
What, God, I can't.
Anne Hathaway.
Yes, and
who's the
Sandra
third
Bullock.
one? Sandra Bullock.
All confused. He cannot tell them apart, and that's what this just reminded me of. There's one video where she pulls up like a nine picture thing of all of Julia Roberts, and she says, and he's not paying attention to what she's pulling up, and she says, "Okay, Julian, guess," and he's like, Sandra Bullock, Anne Hathaway, Julia Roberts, Sandra Bullock, Anne Hathaway, and he gets to the bottom, and she's like, "Julia, look at the name of the page," and it's 9 different pictures of Julia Roberts.
But they're different generation.
They're entirely different people.
And they're
cannot.
generations. It's not just like brunette who, did ingenue stuff
Right.
during the 30s.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, that's,
Oh man.
yeah, it's hilarious. But that's what that just reminded me of, is Julian not being able to tell the difference between all of them.
That's troublesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's too funny.
It's so funny.
It is really funny. I have watched videos of that and laughed until I've cried several times. And even though she's not on the internet anymore, he still does some like Reddit videos and stuff where people have posted pictures of that stuff for him. So he still does a little bit of it.
That's funny.
But yeah, sorry. Did CJ ever get to introduce herself?
No.
That's okay. Everybody knows who I am.
Do it, CJ. Do it.
I'm CJ Blair. I'm a writer of things, and my goal is to get to the end of scene 1, chapter 3, scene 1. That's my goal. It's my goal.
She got goals, everybody. She got goals.
Right.
It's a very important goal.
Woo-woo.
I can't get to the
good.
next one without it.
Word. Let's go ahead and then pop in the chat here. Jeannie was here first. Thank you for being here first, Jeannie. And then Roselyn, welcome. And CJ in the comments trying to make me say duty, and I'm not gonna do it. She will not trick me.
Just did.
Barbara is here. So hello to everyone. I am streaming the chat, and I forgot that, and I just scrolled it up and down a couple times like a mad woman, so that's annoying, and I'm sorry. That's a thing I do for myself, but you guys don't want to see it. It's like Travis does that. He highlights stuff while he's reading, and I'll be reading over his shoulder. Like, he'll tell me to come read something, and I'm reading it over his shoulder, and he's highlighting parts of it out of boredom while we're and I'm like, I can't do this. Like, you've lost me.
Oh yeah.
So,
I
but
totally get that.
we should absolutamente get ourselves on a timer. Oh, I can open OBS. Yes, OBS is already open, Sarah. The timer is what you want, you big dumb animal.
I love you.
I need to be put to sleep, you guys.
Not yet.
I'm like a rabid Wookiee.
I have meds that can help with that.
But putting me to sleep?
No,
Oh.
I mean, well, I got meds for vertigo that are supposed to help with motion sickness, but I was told to take them at bedtime because they'll make me woozy.
Oh, I was.
Yeah.
Don't promote that you do assisted suicide. That's not okay.
Death with dignity.
We could discuss the moral implications, but the legal ones are very concerning.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Like nap, not like forever.
Right. Yeah. No, I get that now. I was just kind of like, what Sarah said and then what you said, I was like, oh no.
I gotta fix this. It's driving me crazy.
It's because I'm a lunatic.
Your brain immediately goes to assisted suicide.
I I was actually working in hospice when the Kevorkian thing blew up,
Gotcha.
and I was in a state that they were very for the idea. I personally think that it's a personal choice of the individual, and however, whatever their belief system or lack thereof, if they're cool with it, do it. If not, don't do it. But yeah, so every time I hear something that's like even slightly, I'm like, oh God, oh my God. I mean, they were actually having like protests and stuff over it.
Yeah. I remember when my stepdad went into hospice and he just opted out of eating or drinking until it was done.
Yeah.
And how that is legal and the opposite is not is
Mind blowing.
Oh, you want to know something interesting is that when I worked at a nursing home, the nursing home I worked for did not allow people to do that. So they would have made his family get guardianship of him and force him to get a feeding tube.
Yeah.
that's why he went into hospice. He was done with hospitals and he didn't want to hear any more beeping and get woken up 3 times a night.
They didn't do that either. They just
So.
if they were gonna starve themselves or anything, nope, not in our. And I'm like, how is that different? Like, I don't
Yeah.
understand.
I had a patient that, because of how her body was degenerating, her neck was constantly at like an angle like this.
Oh,
And she really should have been on a tube feeder. But her family refused to hook her up to a tube, and so she was put to bed and her mouth was not swept for debris and she choked to death.
oh no.
And I'm like, that is the responsibility of the guardian to make sure that their needs are met, and continuing to like spoon feed someone who cannot swallow or hold their neck in a correct position for swallowing, I think that that's punishable by imprisonment, or it should be.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah, the nursing home and hospice industry have there's a lot of things that they wouldn't do if it weren't for the way that the system is set up.
mm-hmm.
And so that's the problem, is that they're trying to work within a system, and the system is broken, and that breaks the facilities, and then the facilities have to function broken.
Yeah.
Right.
And you have families, in a very stressful situation trying to make judgment calls without necessarily being fully educated or understanding the implications of the choices they make.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because either they're not given all the information or they don't want to hear it because either their belief system or they're just overwhelmed.
Right. Right.
So it's a tough situation, but
It
we were
really
going to
is.
sprint.
Yes, we got off on a tangent. That's never happened here before. Awkward. All right, let's do this. We'll do a 15-minute sprint, and we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, let's go! Okay. That is time, everybody. How did you do? I got a fight with Photoshop.
I am on the board for a group and got some emails, so sidetrack.
That'll happen.
Hang on. I don't know.
I was able to read 2 emails and started a response email, which is part of what I wanted to accomplish tonight.
Okay.
The first email, I was like, wow, this is really cool. And I appreciate this person like giving me like a perspective about the story of Job that I had never really thought about. And then the second one, I was like, I just went sideways real fast. So it is what it is.
I got 251.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Woo woo.
pretty pleased with that.
Flower crown 8 strawberries with sugar. That sounds delicious.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I want to come eat strawberries with
Ward is here.
sugar.
Hello, MM Ward. I have chips and smooth ranch dip.
Ooh, I'm jealous of you too.
That's probably what I'm going to be doing during the next sprint, so I might turn the camera off for a minute. Well, I might just do this. Whoop. Ooh.
That's right.
We had curried chicken for dinner, and it was
Oh.
delicious.
I made baked macaroni and cheese, and I've got like 2 bites left. And I'm like, oh, it's so good.
Don't think I left you. I'm coming back.
Oh yeah. Well, and I use real butter to make the cheese sauce, and so it tastes better. It's not necessarily the most healthy choice, but it tastes delicious.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Baby
So
goats.
at like the bottom of my bowl is like butter. I could scrape the butter off the bottom of my bowl and put it on toast.
I don't even know what I was going to say.
I was distracted by the baby goats.
I was too. It just like derailed my whole. I was all like, ooh.
I got distracted thinking about toast, so
That's
Right?
fair.
What do
thought
you like on
said-
your toast?
usually just butter, but sometimes like butter and sprinkled either cinnamon and sugar, or if it's like a dinner sort of toast, then maybe like some garlic powder on top. I mean, obviously strawberry jelly works great, or blackberry jelly. Grape jelly is traditional. Honey butter, delicious, also valid choice.
Yes. Do you like apple butter?
Yes.
I'm learning to. When I was first introduced to it, I thought it was supposed to be a jelly, and the consistency bothered me.
Yeah.
But I've come a long way since 5th grade. So
And that's good. We make we use apple butter on we make this pork loin, like roasted pork loin, put apple butter on it, and then roast other apples and sweet potatoes with it. So you just roast it all together on the same pan with the apple butter on the. It's very, very good.
Yeah. I used to have family members who lived in Washington State, and they owned an apple orchard. And so every year we would get crates of fresh apple butter. It was so delicious. And when I believe she was my great grandmother, when she passed away, and the apple butter, she made these like banana chips dipped in chocolate. And when the boxes stopped coming, all I could remember was grandma apple butter. It was awful, but yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love pumpkin butter too.
Yes. I'm not a huge pumpkin fan, but I do enjoy the pumpkin butter.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I just like anything butter, you know, whether it's real butter, pumpkin butter, apple butter.
Okay, so I'm making sticky rolls, caramel sticky rolls for tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And we use like Rhodes bread. So it's like frozen bread loaves,
Right.
and you cut it up, and then you cover it with butterscotch pudding mix, like just the powder. And then you caramelize a half a cup of sugar and half a cup of caster sugar, half a cup of brown sugar with a stick of butter. And then you pour that over the top once it's caramelized. And then you leave it overnight, and then you bake it in the morning. And I cannot tell you how excited I am for these sticky rolls. Like, they are what is going to get me through the morning.
Right.
They're the thing I am looking forward to.
They will keep me from losing my mind. I'm sorry, it's a sticky butter.
They are delicious.
Oh,
But-
man.
The problem is the recipe that we have.
Uh-huh.
So a full serving is it 32? A full serving of sticky rolls is 32. 36. There's 36 sticky rolls in one batch.
Oh, wow.
Wait,
There's no way.
No.
So
Like,
But-
one.
so we're making a
tribute.
what?
I volunteer as tribute.
Right?
Absolutely. Y'all invited, all of you. But so we're making a half batch because that's the bread is easy to have because you use a package of butterscotch mix.
Right.
It's really hard to do more than half.
Yeah.
So we're doing a half batch.
Well, just so you know,
What?
you can't put them in the mail.
She said I'm not allowed to send them in the mail, so I'm sorry.
Oh,
She's
What?
she's really a poop head.
do you know
Really
what?
is.
If I can send venison in the mail,
This is what I'm saying.
you can send sticky buns.
Wait, are we talking USPS or like brown or like
It was USPS, right?
Yeah. Yep.
She's
USPS.
in-
Yeah.
checking because of the lag rates right now, edible things that through certain systems might not be.
That's
Yeah.
a good point.
Yeah.
Maybe later in the year when things are a little bit.
Not so crazy. But I sent Mini Monster something at the beginning of the month, and it still has not gotten to her. And I'm like,
Oh,
really? But I'm very curious about this grapefruit marmalade. Is Penundrum just, do you make this yourself?
yeah.
Oh,
I
what?
want to. I'm interested in the grapefruit marmalade. As
This is my sister's holiday card. I'm linking her out because she's not an internet.
Right.
But they came in the mail today because she got them to send out that she ordered like December 5th,
Here,
Come on,
like 5 days ago.
well.
who's here?
Come on, Meow.
Go,
Well, and if you paid for
go say night.
personal Christmas cards, you better send those damn things.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter
yeah,
when they get there, you send them.
Yeah.
We got Christmas cards last year. My sister and I made them last year in December.
Mhm.
We did not send them out until July, but we did send them out in July, which I think we are probably going to do this year as well. We can make them in July. Because apparently it like made everybody's day. Like they were like, we got a card from you. It made us super happy. And I was like,
It made my day so much that it is on my wall. It is literally on my wall of
Mine's right
treasures. You're right there. So yeah. I was like, I think that it was great. And especially with everything that's going on, people need
yeah,
a happy card in July.
Legit.
Odin's son is in the room, so
is
you
he
might
here
get
to say
a
hi?
you might get a cat butt.
They're strung over my TV.
I really appreciate that I am not the only one who still has a Christmas tree up.
Oh, I've
We do too.
my research has indicated that living it up through Epiphany is totally fine, which is, in bulk, it's basically February 2nd. And last year I had a delightful
no,
time. My-
Epiphany is
while watching
January 6th.
sorry, not Epiphany. I'm sorry.
Mardi Gras. It's that Tuesday.
Candlemas.
Oh.
Candlemas, which traditionally, when they took down stuff back in like the Middle Ages or whatever.
I'm down for that.
Then again, they didn't put them up till Christmas Day, but whatever.
It's not the point. We are bridging
down
bridge
while
the
watching
gap.
Puppy Bowl. I watched the Puppy Bowl last year and took my tree down, and it was glorious. And I watched puppies and kitties and all these adorable things up for adoption. For those who are unaware, the Puppy Bowl is put on by like the Pet Channel earlier in the day, like a pregame for the Super Bowl. And all the pets on it are adoptable. And so they give you close-ups on all the different animals that are looking for their forever home. And there's Team Ruff and Team Fluff. And if they just happen to pick up any of the toys scattered across like the field and happen to wander past the goalpost, then their team gets a point. But they have no clue that they're doing anything other than wandering around and playing with toys and meeting new friends.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
It's been around for like 15, 20 years now. I don't even know. It's adorable. I highly recommend.
It is super cute.
They sponsor me.
I've seen like the highlights, like when there's like Super Bowl breaks and stuff like that, and they'll put on the highlights. I've never actually watched the entire thing, and that's because when the Super Bowl is on, it is dominated throughout the house. Like you can't.
Puppy Bowl comes on at like 3 p.m., like 5 hours before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe I'll have to go check it out, because I was like, all the TVs in my house have the Super Bowl going. That way you can walk down the hall and not miss anything.
Yeah. Okay. It's on Animal Planet, and it's the 16th anniversary last year. So I guess 17th. If not, there'll be reruns. But I can't imagine why they can't do an adoption event with just puppies.
Right.
And sometimes they've had like kitten cheerleaders or like a bird and Porky hedgehog cheerleaders one year. It's just adorable.
Come on.
All right. We should do another sprint so that I can put more chips in my mouth and then fix my lipstick.
I might
I'm down
even
for it.
see words during it.
I might be able to figure it. Oh,
He's like, no, I don't like.
that's how holding Zug is.
That's not okay.
Zug is always like, oh, wait a minute, you're holding me. This is not acceptable. This is not acceptable. Run away, run away.
That wasn't oink.
No, that's Odin's son.
I don't see him on here.
Because he's only in at night for his own safety. And he is a feral cat who decided that he wanted to live with us. And so he chose us, and when he sleeps on my bed, he will stay pressed against me all night long.
Oh,
But if I want to pick him up and hold him, he's like, no.
Yep.
No. It's always on his terms. So
cats are all about, boundaries.
Consent.
And
They really are.
yeah. But all right, let's do another 15 minutes so you can fill up on your chips. I'm going to finish my mac and cheese and respond to this email.
All right, let's do this shit. In 3, 2, 1, get some stuff done. Okay, and that is time. How did everybody do?
5 words.
Woohoo!
I opened the document, I reloaded the document, I put it on Facebook.
Yeah.
I got annoyed by my project, and then Dreamer came up, and I'm like, leave me alone!
Yeah.
You're just driving me crazy right now.
I forgot that I had started laundry earlier today, and so I put the wet clothes in the dryer and started a new load that I will probably forget about.
That's fair.
I feel that. I
Yeah.
do. I feel that.
And then the email I was responding to, it has this like, if you're not active on the document for a certain amount of time, it times you out, which is
Ugh.
kind of weird, but I'm like, whatever. So I get to start all over again. Yay!
That's annoying.
Yeah. I know. I feel
so
you,
sorry.
CJ.
I'm so sorry. I even slept in today.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason I should be tired.
It's January.
That just makes
think-
everybody tired.
Isn't the 3rd week of January the most depressing week of the year because we're past the holidays, the weather is miserable? I think it's statistically.
You know what though? Like, okay, and I know I readily acknowledge that I am a strange person. I really enjoy like January and February. Like, we had a blizzard last night and it was beautiful this morning.
Yeah.
And like,
Nice.
I went for a walk.
Yeah. I love the winter months, but I have very different winter months.
Yeah.
That is
In
true.
my part of the world, our winter months allow me to go outside regularly
Right.
without getting a migraine.
Word.
Yeah, I've just it's been rainy and dreary here, and I've had a head cold since the beginning of the month
Aw.
with vertigo.
That's
always
not fun at all. I'm so sorry.
The vertigo has only really spiked 2 or 3 days, not too much. But my doctor, since it was still hanging around after a week, wanted to make sure it wasn't anything else. So I went in and I got the COVID test, and it was horrible, and it made me cry. I mean, it made my eyes water furiously because it's the sensation of water going up your nose in a pool, and you have to sit there and take it, and then they do the other nostril.
They made me do my own.
No, it has that sensation, that burning in the back of the sinuses.
Yeah.
Like as if water going up your nose in the pool.
Oh, that sucks. Mini Monster, she's been tested for COVID, twice now. One because she had to test negative for her surgery, and then the other, she couldn't start her new school until she had a negative COVID test.
Mhm.
And then I recently read that the Federal Air, the FSA, is that who dictates? Yeah. They're going to require travelers to have proof of a negative. So every time she travels, which is pretty often, she's going to have to get the swab. But she's like, I watched them scoop her brain, and she was like, it's not a big deal, Mom. I don't know what everybody's talking about. I'm like, okay.
Maybe she just has really deep sinuses or really wide sinuses.
Yeah.
I was also going in because I had vertigo because of sinus issues. So
Right.
it's probably inflamed and sensitive in the first place.
That's
Oh,
fair.
yeah. Yeah.
And so we tested my thyroid, and it's a head cold.
Right.
Right, you know, Facebook and my friends reassuring me that vertigo is a sign of COVID. I'm like, yeah, except my colds have presented with vertigo for the past 5 years.
Right.
But, you know, it was still around after a week. So
Have they narrowed down the symptoms of
everybody presents differently, though. So
Because I'm like, so far, everything that they've asked me, I'm like, well, if I had food poisoning, I would be exhibiting those symptoms. If I have a flu or a cold or a sinus infection, I'll have those symptoms.
The main differentiator is the loss of scent.
Yeah, that's what I figured it was. So anytime Mini Monster was like, Mom, I don't feel good. I think I got the Rona. I'm like, can you taste? And then I would find like the bitterest, nastiest thing to put in her mouth. And she'd be like, yes, all right, I can taste. I'm like, then you're fine.
Yeah.
Drink my non-creamer, non-sugar coffee and tell me what you think of it.
Right?
Oh, you spit it out? You're good. You
Tastes
are
like
good.
chemicals, mommy.
All right, we should do another sprint. I kind of want coffee, but I kind of want wine, and it's 8 o'clock at night. So I
Can you
make-
mix them?
No, but I could
Coffee
make
wine?
coffee, drink coffee till the end of the stream, and then start on wine.
That would be an
Hear
option.
me out. Hear me out. Coffee liqueur.
I don't have it though.
Ugh, sorry.
Yeah, if I had something I could pour in coffee, problem solved.
Yeah.
So you don't have any coffee liqueur. You don't have any amaretto. I don't even know what else goes
I
in
only
coffee.
have wine.
Vodka would probably work.
I actually went looking for a bottle of amaretto because I love amaretto coffee during this winter time. And I couldn't find it anywhere. Yeah, it was the weirdest thing. So, of course, my uncle, who loved me because I'm his favorite niece. I'm also his only niece, but I'm his favorite. That's all that matters.
Right?
He sent me apple flavored Crown Royal. I should just go get the bottles. American honey and one of them is like really posh, and when it's a bourbon, and when you sip it, it doesn't burn. Kentucky Gentleman, it burns. This stuff is like
apple pie moonshine.
Yeah, I have to go home for that. That they're willing to break certain laws, but they're not willing to break laws and then break federal laws, because those are two kinds of prisons. So.
This was a moonshine sold by my ABC store, so you know. But I have had made by friends also.
Yeah, I'm like, if it's not mountain moonshine, it's not the real thing. You like my uncle, the one that sent me all the goodies, he's got the dipper thing that tells you what the percentage of the alcohol is. And he was explaining to me how it works and how you know when your moonshine's ready. And I was like, okay, cool. So he dropped it in and it just floated right up to the top. And he's like, yep, this is perfect. I was like, shouldn't it sink a little bit? He's like, nope, if you can't run your diesel off of it, it's not good. Oh, holy crap.
Oh, that's funny.
But they're my family is mountain people, you know. We got our own way of looking at the world. Sometimes it's upside down.
Word.
Sometimes with a drink or two in you.
Right? All right, let's go ahead and do a sprint. We'll do another 15. We'll do it. And 3, 2, 1, let us go. And that is time, everybody. Dun, 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 dun. How did everyone do? Yes, I did just appear. That's how that goes.
Magic.
I am a magical creature. That's a true thing. I'm still fighting with this thing in Photoshop. I think I might have gotten most of what I wanted done with it, but...
I wrote like 5 words, but I went and refilled my water bottle. I got a sweater because I was cold, and I went to the bathroom.
I got 2 paragraphs and some ramen.
The
Ooh,
ramen
what kind
looks
of
super
ramen?
good, by the way.
Mm,
Was it chicken?
I am 100% partial to chicken ramen.
Yeah, I almost only eat beef ramen. I got burned by creamy chicken, and it made me ill. I don't know
Oh,
what
dear.
they do to it. I don't know what makes it different. But creamy chicken, it literally says creamy on it. I have no idea. It's the same dust. There's nothing that appears different, but it tastes horrendous. Other people tell me that's not true, but I can't. It made me so sick. So
Yeah, I have friends who show off their real ramen, and I'm like, that's awesome. And sometimes they do more, but sometimes, you just want something warm and brothy and noodly
right,
in under 5 minutes.
right,
right?
yeah. That's
Like homemade soup is great,
it's a
but
lot of work.
it really is.
My opinion on cooking is usually I'm thrilled with a can of tomato soup. But I'm also cooking for one,
Right.
and
Yeah.
I don't mind eating the same thing all week.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
Although this totally counts for one of my non-writer resolutions was to try and cook something once a week that did not involve the microwave. Technically, it was stovetop for like
Well.
3 months, but it was stovetop.
Oh, that's fantastic.
all right. Did
I've been sick, okay?
hey, no.
And
No judgment.
super snacky, like all the snacks. I don't know.
Yeah.
And crazy salts. So probably needing some electrolytes.
Yeah. The Dana disappeared.
Moment of zen.
Maybe she wandered off and like got harassed by the alcohol, and now she's over there drinking it.
I mean, she could be drinking in front of you, so
That's true. She could be.
taunting you with the alcohol that you do not have.
I made coffee. I had to go get it during the next sprint, but I did go make coffee.
Not so bad.
That's why I was gone.
I don't know if I'm gonna make my writing goal this month.
No.
I'm at like 1,000 words for the month, and I'd like to be at 10,000.
Yeah, I mean,
If I pull a nano, I can do it, but not really. Part of the reason I stopped after nano is I'm not exactly sure how to get from here to where I want to go.
yeah.
So I need to
Yes.
think and process.
Sometimes it's better to not push it.
Yeah. So I'm doing exploratory writing, and I don't like it,
I feel that.
but when I do get stuck, it does give me a chance to describe like the room and what the people look like, because usually I kind of gloss over that, and I care about what the character's thinking and doing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, well, I was gonna wait for Dana to come back, but I honestly don't know where she went. So,
Not a clue.
She ran away to join the circus.
right, like if I knew she had just run off to get a cup of coffee or something, I'd wait, but I don't know if something happened and she's got to be gone for a couple minutes or what's going on. So rather than waiting and then deciding 10 minutes later, we'll just give her another 15-minute sprint to do whatever she's doing.
Sounds
Good
reasonable.
plan.
And I will get
And
coffee.
I'll shove ramen in my face.
That's exciting. I don't have any ramen.
I'm so
Sad.
sad.
I don't either.
I picked up a case at the beginning of COVID, and I still have a couple.
Oh, I've had 3 or 4 cases since COVID started. I eat a lot of ramen when we have it.
I went through some Chef Boyo this week and canned soup, and so
Yeah. Oh, there's the data. She made it back.
jazz hands.
Huzzah!
We missed you.
We were talking about whether or not we should wait for you before we start another sprint because we weren't sure where you went. You're muted.
I was helping somebody get his mac and cheese because he's not feeling good. So
Oh,
I appreciate you waiting for me, though.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, we
How's
are.
everybody?
Everybody like ate and stuff. That was most of what everybody did.
Oh, okay.
So,
Cool.
and I'm gonna go get coffee because I can smell it now. So,
People in the comments, let's see.
you're talking about ramen. Falling down.
Apparently, the UK has bad ramen. How do you get worse than like this? This was like they've gone up to 12 cents a package. It used to be 8 cents, but I mean this is not highbrow ramen.
Right.
Yeah, but lowbrow doesn't necessarily mean it tastes bad.
That's true.
Nope. So
I think that you can take any ramen and make it into good ramen. You just have to get creative with it.
I just like plain ass ramen. I eat that shit dry.
ooh, I don't do dry.
I will straight up crush it up and eat it.
I don't like cold pizza either.
I don't eat cold pizza. Fuck that.
I love cold
I don't
pizza.
I don't eat
Yes.
cold anything.
Dana's head's about to explode.
Yeah, I don't eat cold anything. Negative. If it comes hot, do not feed that shit to me cold.
I mean,
Oh,
technically ramen's supposed to come hot.
No, it doesn't though. No, it's one of those things like vegetables. I would not eat ramen you made that had then gotten cold. I would not eat that.
Okay.
But like, and vegetables all belong cold, unless they have to be cooked.
What
like-
kind of vegetables have to be cooked?
Potatoes?
Yeah,
you wouldn't want to eat asparagus
Corn.
raw.
asparagus.
Do you eat it raw or like out of a can?
No, like I only think like things that are supposed to be cooked. I'll eat cooked, but anything that can be eaten raw, I eat raw. Like if you give me cooked broccoli, I don't know what to do with that unless it's like in something.
Cheese?
Nope. Leave my broccoli alone.
I like steamed broccoli.
Yeah.
I want it to be a little crunchy, but I do like steamed broccoli.
Yeah. Like when I cook vegetables, I make sure there's still just a little crunch. I don't like soggy vegetables.
Yeah.
Which is why I do all the cooking in my house, because I am particular and it's very rare that I will cook something that they don't like because I'm like, it has to be this way.
We made it was called butternut squash pasta. So you make the butternut squash into pasta,
Right.
and then you fry bacon, and then when you take the bacon out, you cut up Brussels sprouts and saute them in the bacon grease.
No, you do that. Other people don't do that.
That's what the recipe calls for.
Well, that's what some people do. That wouldn't be happening in my house.
It was so good. And then you add in the you crumble up the bacon and you add in the butternut squash, and
Uh-oh. I've lost my e-cigarette fluid.
oh well, whatever.
There
You
it
put
is.
it all back together and it's delicious.
It sounds delicious. I think anything with butternut squash and bacon, you can't go wrong.
So good.
I'm actually at the point where I don't really like bacon anymore.
Did you OD on it?
Yeah, I think so. But like, that is so weird to me because I used to love bacon, but I just can't anymore.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
I'm the same way. I don't particularly care for bacon anymore, but my sister introduced me to pork belly. And I can eat pork belly. I mean, I can eat it all day, especially like when you put it in beans or something. It's like, this is so good.
Bacon's the only pig meat I ever liked.
I mean, pork products are why I'm not vegetarian. I like ham. I like pork. I like pork chops. I like bacon.
We had a pork roast on Wednesday with cheesy potatoes and steamed broccoli.
So glad I'm not Jewish,
If
especially not keeping kosher.
right.
Mm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, I don't like. I just won't eat.
No, that's fine.
I just don't.
My
anymore.
boyfriend likes to bake bacon instead of frying it, and
Yeah,
sister
we did
does
for a
that.
while.
it's fine as an ingredient, but it just doesn't taste the same when you eat it. Like it doesn't have that same consistency. It's off and wrong.
I think that it's less salty when you bake it. And I don't know if it's because like I honestly don't know why it is, but when I bake it, one, I don't get burned. I've got scars all over my arms from where I've been burned every time I cook bacon. One of it is like, you know, and but when I found out you could bake it, and my family likes chewy bacon, except for Mini Monster, she wants it to basically be dust in her mouth. Yeah,
I think that's my problem.
yeah,
I think if you want crispy bacon, it dries out too much when you bake it. So it's
yeah,
dry. I
Yeah.
think that's the problem because I like my bacon crispy.
yeah.
And because it's not soaking in its own fat juices,
Right.
it dries out more when it's baking.
Right. So then I take it from the baking sheet and put it in onto some paper towels. And I find that it's easier to collect the bacon fat, like the grease, into a jar when you bake it versus when you fry it. And I've noticed that there's less like burnt chunks of bacon. Yeah. So when you're frying eggs in it, it's cleaner than from the pan to the jar.
That makes sense. But yeah, thank you for helping me figure out why baked bacon has the wrong consistency.
That does
That's
make sense, though.
troubling me. I'm like, do I just not like bacon as much? It just doesn't taste right. And that makes so much sense.
Yeah. Plus, if you're getting it at a restaurant, you can mass produce baked bacon much faster than
Yeah.
individually fried
That is
pieces.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They make it so thin that you can see through it, and that is not good bacon.
Mm-mm. We rarely eat out anymore because it's just not worth it. I can make the same foods that they're selling us at home for better quality, less money.
Yep.
All right, snackers, are we ready?
Yeah, let's do this. Let's do our
right.
last sprint for the night. And we will get going in 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna go get some coffee.
Woo!
All right, that is time. Sorry, I just
Sorry, I'm back.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
All right. My mic went out for a minute there.
Lame.
That was weird. Okay, so I am back. Sorry about that. That was the whole thing. So, how did everybody do?
I read an article about last week's events and realized I knew one of the people who was holding the line. So got a little distracted.
Oh yeah, that would do it.
Yeah, that.
Did I miss something?
The
Good.
riots in DC.
Yeah.
Were there more? Or we
No,
just
since last
I was reading an article about last week's events and
it was only last week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, time is like so wackadoo right now.
It has no more meaning.
Right.
last Wednesday I spent in bed where if I rolled over the room would spin and if I rolled back over the room would spin, and then I checked my notifications and saw what was going on 20 minutes away.
Oh wow, my dad actually called me to tell me what was going on, and that's the only reason I knew what was going on, because I was like, holy cow, I didn't realize that it was only a week ago, which means it's time to call my dad, because we're supposed to talk at least once a week.
Oh, well, then you should call your dad now.
Yeah, he's probably asleep
Well,
right now.
no, I don't mean you're right this minute.
Yeah. A friend of mine is or Maryland Reserves, and he spent one day this week sleeping on the floor of the Senate's tennis court. So, but he has a bunk now. He's very excited.
Oh wow! Well,
Yeah.
he's moving on up. Is he in the army?
National Guard.
Well, same difference. So yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like when my mom gets deployed to the Middle East, she's in the Air Force. Okay, she does not suffer. All right, she is like, oh well, there's dust problems, but it's the desert. When my sister, who is also in the National Guard, gets deployed to the Middle East, she is like, I can't get the teeth out of in between, or I can't get the sand out from in between my teeth.
Oh.
And like we would have to send her like the toiletries that she preferred, because they couldn't get this shipment into the it was like, oh my god.
Yeah, my brother is DOD, but he gets sent out to maintain some of their hardware and stuff.
Yeah.
And last time he went out on rotation, someone took his blanket and he had no sleeping bag at all and was sleeping cold in the desert at night.
Oh.
Wouldn't issue him another one because the last two people who had been in rotation never returned their gear.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So he's switched groups. He only went out there twice for supposedly 6 months that turned into 11 or whatever. But he switched groups and he's in Karolina now,
Right on.
which is much better.
Yeah, it doesn't get quite as cold there at night.
Yeah. But
Oh, well, now that I've been brought back up to speed on current events.
right. What day of the year it is.
Yeah. I was watching this video that suggested that 2020 was all of us living in another dimension, and that if you Google how long is it until 2021, it'll tell you like 359 days. Because on January 1st, apparently the ball was a minute late at falling. My fireworks were not 1 minute late. They were like midnight.
Idaho or somewhere had like the zero for the 2020 was supposed to explode and it didn't, and eventually somebody just went over and kicked it over.
Oh, funny. So
if you're not gonna go, we're gonna kick you out. Like literally.
We are done. We are just done.
So this,
DJ, your lips are going
I
rogue
know
again.
they keep like
so they were saying that the reason why it was a minute off was because that's when we were actually put back into our dimension and the actual time start. But that means that if we were put back in our dimension, we gotta like live a whole nother year. So I'm like, no shenanigans. I never left this dimension. This one just was shit last year. Okay.
I tell you what, I will buy into this theory if David Bowie's alive in this dimension.
I'm down for that.
Whatever dimension we land in, if David Bowie's alive, I sign up for it. Whatever dimension it is, don't care.
I mean, seems
Okay.
reasonable. My theory is this is just the 2020 hangover, and in the next week or two, things are going to settle down. It's just, when you wake up the morning after, it's not so good for a couple days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 2020 deserves a long hangover because, woof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do our outros before we depress everybody.
Like y'all didn't live through it too.
Let's go the opposite direction that we started in. We'll start with CJ.
Hello, I'm CJ Blair. I'm a writer of things. You can check out my Twitter down below. I'm an excellent retweeter, as well as my free YA fantasy serial, The South Carolina Chronicles, which is also linked below.
Awesome. Dana.
So I am Dana Gollin, and I also write under the pen name Ava Fox. I have a link tree down below, so if there's anything you're interested in that I'm doing, you'll find it there. And I got a whole whopping 588 words tonight, so
Better than me.
it's not a race.
Morgan.
I'm Morgan Hazelwood. I write fantasy, although not too much tonight. I blog writing tips and writerly musings. This week on my podcast was ways the moon can inspire your writing. On my blog and my vlog were my 2021 resolutions. And I'll have my live write-in on Sunday where hopefully I'll be more productive. Who knows?
All right.
And buy Sarah's merch.
Yes, I have
yeah.
merch. I also have Hell's Bin merch, which
And
is fun.
cups
Yes.
that I have
the
my
merch.
wonderful
Super soft, super comfy.
Merch.
Although I accidentally ordered men's sizes instead of women's, so it's a little baggy on me.
Sometimes
I like that better that way.
Soft. So soft though. Could live in
Yeah,
it.
they are nice.
I need to get like a t-shirt one because all I have is the tank top.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, this time of year, not
yeah,
really good. Doesn't really work.
That makes sense.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm-
Spence, you came in right at the end.
I need to get a new t-shirt because the writing is starting to crack on my t-shirt and I don't want to ruin it. So I'm like, I'll just get a new one.
Well then. Sorry. The yawn came. There was nothing I could do. The coffee's trying to eject the sleepiness and it was time to push it
Penumbra.
out via yawn.
I love her happy December 46th.
Right?
Sometimes it feels like that though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I am Sarah Schreinover. This is my channel. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe down below if you have not done so already. Hit the bell if you want me to bother you every time I post or go live. I know that's annoying as shit to most people. But if you're into that kind of thing, you can do it. I'm not going to kink shame you. Yeah, and I have links down below. Everybody else has links down below. And we do this dumb shit every Friday night at 7 p.m. Central. So, yeah. So we'll see you guys all later.
Bye.